Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're going to demystify the completely invisible machinery that powers, well, your everyday online purchases. I mean, we interact with it constantly, right? Whether we're buying a book, ordering groceries, or picking out a new piece of furniture. But the underlying systems that make clicking a button result in a package magically appearing at your front door, they are absolutely fascinating when you actually break them down. So, here is our roadmap for today. First up, the concept of e-commerce. Then we'll look at its evolution. Third, classifying e-commerce. And finally, number 4, we'll weigh the advantages and disadvantages. Let's get into it. Section 1. The concept of e-commerce. So what exactly is it anyway? To really get this, we need to take a step back and look at what a modern digital purchase actually entails. Fundamentally, all commerce is just the cost-effective movement of buying and selling goods. But traditionally, you walk into a physical shop, you examine a product, and you pay. Meanwhile, the seller is stuck handling physical invoices, manual inventory, and of course, really high rent overhead. E-commerce completely flips the script. It transcends geography by using digital web portals. By moving everything to the internet, we literally eliminate the physical boundaries of a business. There's almost zero paperwork, virtually no physical contact needed, and the best part? The store is open 24/7. And you know, these digital storefronts usually come in two flavors. On one side, you've got your generic portals offering absolutely everything from furniture to fresh flowers. Think of massive giants like Amazon or Flipkart. On the flip side, you have highly specific portals tailored just for one particular need, like Big Basket for your weekly groceries. Both of them rely on specially designed e-commerce software. That software acts as the driving engine for your product searches, making sure your money is secure and keeping track of your order history. But honestly, the real magic happens through APIs, or application programming interfaces. You can think of them as the invisible messengers that make the modern web work. Let's say you hit buy. An API is this ready-to-use software intermediary that seamlessly grabs the info from your shopping cart and shoots it directly to a completely separate shipping warehouse portal. It imports and exports all that data so smoothly behind the scenes, ensuring the right product gets to the right address without a single person ever having to manually type it in. All right, moving on to Section 2, the evolution of e-commerce. Let's take a quick look at the history of how this massive digital infrastructure was built, because it definitely didn't happen overnight. It is just wild to think that this all kicked off with the creation of the World Wide Web back in 1991. And get this, just 3 years later, in 1994, someone was actually ordering a pizza from Pizza Hut online. Initially, it was mostly just about submitting documents electronically. But by 1995, platforms like Amazon and eBay were making their very first sales, kicking off what they used to call web commerce. Fast forward a bit to 2005, and online shopping volume reached such an absolute frenzy on certain days that the term Cyber Monday literally had to be invented. The sheer speed of this historical rise is just staggering. What started as ordering a single pizza ballooned into a literal $1 trillion industry for online business-to-consumer sales by 2012. And today? With smartphones in every pocket and super targeted social media ads, new ways to buy and sell are being created almost constantly. Which brings us to Section 3, classifying e-commerce models. So who exactly is doing all this buying and selling in today's ecosystem? Because, spoiler alert, it's not just retail giants selling to everyday folks. The nature of these transactions is incredibly interconnected, but we can actually categorize them. There are 8 distinct models that kind of give us mental boxes for how business actually flows across the internet. Let's break down the core players. Now, you mostly interact with B2C, business to consumer, where a company sells directly to you. But there are massive layers hidden beneath that. You've got B2B, business to business, where a manufacturer uses a portal to sell in huge bulk to a wholesaler. Then it gets really fascinating with models like C2C, consumer to consumer. Platforms like OLX or Quicker empower everyday people to sell directly to one another. There's even C2B, consumer to business. That's where consumers provide goods or maybe utilize their personal blogs to link back to a company's product, and they earn rewards for facilitating those sales. A really crucial point here is how the emerging D2C model, direct to consumer, is completely reshaping the landscape. This model literally cuts out the middleman. It entirely bypasses the traditional wholesalers and retail stores to give you a direct pipeline straight to the manufacturer. It is a massive, game-changing shift in how brands build relationships directly with their buyers. To round out the whole classification picture, we also have specific models for how citizens and businesses interact digitally with the government. C2A, or Consumer to Administration, covers the e-commerce processes you follow when interacting with government portals. There's also BDG for businesses supplying the government, and of course, pure P2P or peer-to-peer networks. All right, Section 4, the advantages and disadvantages of e-commerce. Let's weigh the incredible conveniences of this whole system against the stark realities of digital shopping. When we look at the core trade-offs, the advantages are pretty obvious, right? You have the ultimate flexibility of 24/7 shopping. You save time, avoid those annoying physical lines, and you can easily compare prices across a global selection. And sellers? They benefit massively from lower operational costs, no physical rent or huge in-store staff salaries. But on the flip side, you completely lose that vital personal touch. Even the most detailed product description can't replace actually holding and inspecting an item. It leaves you unsure about quality, especially with fake reviews constantly artificially boosting sales. That digital convenience definitely comes with some real-world friction. Because businesses rely on such complex logistics, delivery times are often just these vague waiting windows that lead to frustratingly late arrivals. And think about high-stakes purchases. Buying precious items like gold online requires immense trust because you can't verify it physically first. Or consider the absolute measurement nightmares that happen when ordering custom, made-to-order furniture online. And of course, literally nothing ruins a shopping spree quite like an unexpected server crash right when you hit checkout. Which leaves us with a final, absolutely vital point to consider. As e-commerce expands globally, these portals and APIs are storing more and more of our financial details and our shopping preferences, which means the threat of cybercrime and data breaches grows exponentially every single day. So, as this incredible digital ecosystem cuts out the middleman and offers us unprecedented 24/7 convenience, we have to ask ourselves, just how much of your personal privacy and data are you really willing to trade for that seamless click of a button convenience? It's definitely something to think about the next time you hit Add to Cart.